Our national poet. The poet is a person who writes poetry. He expresses his ideas, feelings, and emotions in literary style appealing to heart and mind. Wordsworth says poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility. Pakistan is a land of poets. It has given birth to many great poets such as Hafiz Jalandhari, Faiz Ahmad Faiz, Ahmad Faraz, Hassan Danish, Habib Jalib and many others, but my favorite poet is Allama Muhammad Iqbal, who is also our national poet. He was born in Sialkot in 1877. After completing his primary education, he came to Lahore for learning. At this time, the English were the rulers of India. They were very cunning. They did not take the Muslims. They tried their best to keep the Muslim backward and ignorant. Iqbal was a great well-wisher of the Muslims, tried to awaken the Muslims from their sleeps of ignorance there through his poetry. He wrote a number of poems and verses to make the Muslims realize their negligence. He taught them a lesson of self-esteem. He made them realize the achievement of their forefathers. He wrote many letters to the Eagle Quaid-e-Azam to urge him to work for his nation. In a session of the Muslim League at Allahabad in 1930, he suggested a solution to the discontent of India. He showed a sure way of peace and happiness for the people living in India. This speech of Iqbal shows his concern for his nation. He said the Muslims were different in their religion, beliefs, and traditions from the other nations living in the subcontinent. He said that the concept of nationality of the Muslims is quite different from those of other nations of the world. He said that India should be divided into two national states. The territories of the Muslims majority Iqbal should be made a few Muslim states. Iqbal was a great Muslim poet. The purpose of his poetry was to teach the Muslims what they had forgotten. It was a lesson of their golden traditions and matchless achievements they had forgotten. The poetry of Iqbal places him high among the stars in the sky of the immortal fame. He wrote poetry both in Urdu and Persian. Many references to the Holy Quran can be found in his poetry. Some critics go even the extent that his poetry is the true of explanation of the Holy Quran. It elevates us spiritually and morally. In the age when the Muslims are being insulted and cursed throughout the world, it is necessary that we should get guidance and inspiration from his poetry. If we study his poetry and follow his advice, we will surely regain our lost glory. His poetry is not for one time, it is for everyone and for every age. What perfect scores of aesthetics and morality his poetry in may the Muslims of today read his poetry and get on urge to gain his golden past. Amin. Quotation. The poet I in fine frenzy rolling doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imitation's body is forth, the form of things unknown the poet's pen turn them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitations and names. तो अगर आपने अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो जल्दी से जाए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और साथ ही बेल आइकन पर दबाना मत भूलिएगा। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक अपना और इस चैनल का ख्याल रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।